What's up, everybody? Justin Lester here. And so all of you who've been asking me, how did I make this video?
All right, welcome to Tech with That Tech Pastor. We're live on stage at Friendship Vallejo, and I did something wild today. I brought a prophet from 520 BC to help us launch a brand new series called Build the House. So I had to bring in a prophet.
I don't usually sit on stages. I speak when something sacred has been neglected.
No, you had language for what happens when people take care of themselves but ignore God's work.
Yes. They lived in houses.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a system with a beautiful interface, but no power underneath.
Yeah.
Everything looks good.
Yeah.
Nothing works.
Right.
That's why nothing satisfies.
Right.
You earn and it slips away. You consume and stay empty.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't random. It's diagnostic.
People say the timing isn't right. They tell themselves the moment hasn't come. Delay sounds wise until it becomes disobedience.
So what you're really calling people to do is stop drifting. Yes, that is why the word is simple. Consider your ways.
They thought the problem was the season. I told them it was their order.
Yeah.
The ground didn't fail them. Their priorities did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I'm preaching about this month.
Right.
A new series on Haggai. See you Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you how. Before I do this, be sure if you're on my YouTube page, you hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're on my Facebook page, be sure you hit that share button. If you're on my TikTok page, be sure you guys are liking and subscribing as well. And no matter if you're on Instagram, be sure you're liking and follow. Those of you on Instagram, some of y'all be watching these and then like going past it. Please follow this page. I'm trying to monetize this joint. All right. So cool. All right. This is a podcast of me and Haggai, and I want to show you exactly how I did it. I did it absolutely for the freezies, and so nothing on here is cost. I'm going to show you exactly what I did here and go from there. So the goal of this was to be creative, to create something where me and Haggai were having a conversation to give a voice to the script, the prophet, but then also simultaneously be somewhat innovative in the process. So the first step I did here, to tell you very clearly, I went to ChatGPT. Right. So all I did here is I wanted a picture of Haggai, and I said I wanted a widescreen version of black version of Haggai the prophet. It gave me Haggai. I said I wanted him to do hyper realistic, doing a podcast, and then we zoomed out a little. Cool. So then from there, I said, cool, I wanted to actually do a podcast of me and Haggai, and what would that look like? And so I put an image together of me and Haggai doing a podcast. So then what I did is this. So you can see the prompt onto the screen. I voice this out. So I believe in multimodal AI. I believe the easiest route now with artificial intelligence is actually to talk things out. And so I talked out. I wanted to do a podcast with me and Haggai. So I took a picture of me, took a picture of Haggai. I put it in here. And I want to show you how this chat works. So I'm going to get to the video part, but the images are so important. And so I sat here, then the image was created where then I had a picture of me, a picture of Haggai. I built this out, and then boom, it's a picture of me. I uploaded the picture of my podcast image, and it was me sitting down next to Haggai. This is the original image. And then I talked through, it made me fat for a while. I gave it a picture for background. I then changed out my image, added that in, and you can see this is another angle of me and Haggai. This is important. So a picture of me and Haggai, another picture of me and Haggai, and then I wanted to give you this. That's really the main thing. I have two pictures of me and Haggai talking. Now, my expectation is our video generator is going to allow us to do that work. And so now when I take these two shots, so this is important. I want you guys to hear me. You need multiple shots to make these images work. What you want is to make sure it's not just one picture. So you have multiple images. So we're going to do ingredients to a video, and we're going to consistently do ingredients to a video to make sure the shots are consistent. Then I'm going to show you how my prompting mechanics are important here. So your logic and your prompting is so vital. So the first step I did here was simply, I took a picture of me, a picture of Haggai that I created. I said, put me on stage with my image on an LED screen in the background. And I said, give me this. So you have two different shots. You see a close-up image of me and Haggai. You see a faraway image of me and Haggai. This is important because that's going to help us as we transition into a tool that we're going to use to make the videos themselves. All right. So I did this. So before we transition to the tool, then what I did as well, as you can see come up on the screen, I said, now repurpose this for, I wanted to storyboard out Google Flow videos and prompts with the images that we created. So I want to storyboard it, Google Flow images and prompts with the images that we created to make a 1 minute long podcast, 8-second videos a piece of me and Haggai. I'll be really clear. So Google Flow is going to give you 8-second videos. Grok is going to give you 10 seconds. They're going to be vertical. Soar is going to give you 8 to 10 seconds, I believe, and they're 6 to 8 seconds. Sorry, they're going to be vertical as well. Google Veo is going to give you widescreen videos. Now, those of you who use Higgsfield, those of you who use Kling, those of you all of those are going to be a little bit different. I'm going to show you how to use it on Google Flow, but this is where you can use. So I'm using Google Flow. So I took my images, remember these 2 images, and I wanted to storyboard out based upon my sermon. So this is where it's important for what you're preaching. Based upon my sermon, a storyboard for a 1 minute long video of me and Haggai doing a podcast, and I want it to be 8-second chunks with different camera angles, all of that. So if different camera angles, keep the voice consistent. So I need a master prompt and then each prompt for the 8-second videos. Now, let me pause here and share why this is important. So the master prompt is going to be the consistency of making sure that it always references the images you uploaded and always keeps certain things consistent, whether it's the voice, your mannerisms, things like that. Then the individual prompts are then going to give you the transitions and what you guys are talking about, 8 seconds a piece. So I asked chat to do that for me. So I wanted to storyboard it out and give me the Google Flow prompts. So you can see here, this is all of the stuff here. I said I wanted to clean it up. So you can see here, storyboarding this out. The opening frame, talked about the opening frame, the segment 2, introducing Haggai, segment 3, the problem in the text, segment 4, the tech translation, segment 5, the diagnosis, segment 6, the excuse, segment 7, the audit, segment 8, the invitation, and all of this. You can see here, this is where I wanted to do one zoomed in on me talking. I didn't like it, so I didn't use this image, but I wanted you to see here, I wanted to get more angles for it. I wanted to rewrite the prompts, each segment, all of that. So these are the things, but I want you to see here, this is what I had to upload consistently. Those are the assumptions. And then these are the segments. So then I went over to Google Flow. Now this is just a video of Google Flow playing, because every time I log in, it's just taking me right to my dashboard. But Google Flow is a great tool on Google Gemini, where you're able to take an image, take ingredients, take frames, and use it to transition into different frames or videos. It has great image generation, and now with Nano Banana Pro installed into it, you get some great images as well as great transitions. Now we have our own images. So because we're going to do this, I'm going to show you exactly my process and how I did it. So I went to Google Flow, and this all took me maybe a total of an hour to do all this work. So I'm gonna go to Google Flow. You can see here, that's my image. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna show you exactly where we started. So at the bottom here, this is our first one. So remember I showed you guys before the assumptions that were locked in. So you have a wide stage camera shot here, the LED wall fully behind you, the crowd is implied and stage lights are up and all of this. And all right, welcome to Tech with That Tech Pastor. We're live on stage. As you can see in my prompt here, it's telling the action. This is from chat. The action it has, the audio it has, what we're doing, and how we're gonna have this conversation. And that created the first video. After I created the first video, you can see this quote here that says add to scene. So I added this video to the scene. So you get 2 generations per video. I added this video to the scene. Now here's what's important. Then we went to the next frame. Remember in the chat we had assumptions are locked, the same stage, same LED wall. I'm in a white t-shirt, whatever. So it reminds chat that if you're gonna talk about me, I'm wearing the white t-shirt. If Haggai's gonna talk, he's wearing the brown tunic. You can see here, the same stage, same wall, one continuous movement, flows creating cuts, punch-ins, and reframes from the original scene. Everything's rounded, cuts and every 8 seconds, what feels organic, segment 2. So you can see here, now it cuts to segment 2, and then now after the word prophet, it flows and reframes to Haggai. The framing, the medium shot on Haggai, his tunic is visible, LED wall is present, but it gets softened. All of this is from chat because of the storyboard we built inside of chat. So the storyboard's important, but your assumptions are gonna say who's talking, who looks like what, whatever. And that's what transitions to the next scene. It gives you 2 videos. I transition into it and use the one on Haggai. The same thing here. I then set assumptions locked. I wanted it to zoom in on Haggai this time to then look at him and have him talking, and it's looking at me from the side to talk about Haggai. Then we do the same thing here. So you can see something change. If you guys didn't notice, this is where the imperfections of AI come in. We had to fix it, but then my shirt closed. So here, my shirt's open. Here, my shirt's open. Here's my shirt's closed. Also the next scene, my shirt's closed. And then my face has changed. You know why? Because in these 2 scenes, I'll show you what my problem was. I didn't re-upload the images that I had here. So I got inconsistent. So then you can see I'm gonna show you guys it got bad. So this is me. That does not look like me. I used it anyway because I didn't feel like playing around anymore. I was tired. You can see here, the back starts changing. Haggai starts standing up. Like, I'll show you guys this video. Haggai starts standing up. I don't know what this is. right? Like, what is going on here? So the background gets weird. This is here. The chairs change. You can see here the chairs completely change. And I wanted to leave that in because I didn't feel like redoing it, but the chairs completely changed. And so what I had to do was I had to pause. And this is where it's important to get different angles when you do this inside of chat. Then when the different angles came in, you can see like it just got weird. When I came back and brought the angles back in, then the podcast started looking normal again. And that's where everything came back to normal. And we used the same prompting, the assumptions logged in, the prompting, the camera angles logged in, and made the podcast for us. So all in all, it comes down to your prompting. The flow is this: ChatGPT to make the images of your characters, ChatGPT to give you the initial renderings of the images of your characters, or Gemini, taking those images over into Google Flow in Google Apps and using it to add ingredients to video. So inside of the screen here, I'm gonna show you this on the bottom. It has text to video, frames to video, ingredients to video. You're gonna want ingredients. You're gonna upload all the images that you've created to these ingredients. And then now from there, you're gonna generate the videos with the assumptions locked and your prompts. And in about about an hour, you'll have an entire podcast ready for you to run on Sunday morning or throughout the week online. So that's the general way to create it. Those of you who watched the whole thing, great, good for you. Those of you who are like, what in the world is going on? Go ahead and rewatch it again. And in the bottom, the description section, I put inside the description a way for you to hopefully understand all the stuff I'm talking about, and hopefully to help you grab a hold of this and have some fun. All right, so you want to make a podcast characters, you want to have some fun with Bible characters online, have some fun doing so. Use AI to help you guys out and have some fun. Go build your church. God bless you.